Here's one of a few reasons why I have absolutely no intention of ever buying a General Motors product again. And these two lovelies here on the end of the cylinder head. Torx head, so you need a Torx socket to get them out. Now, as it so happens, I've got a set of 4 Torx sockets, but guess what? They won't fit these things. They don't go big enough. So, if I was to do things correctly, I'd have to march my arse to a friggin' auto parts store somewhere and buy a stupid socket just to get these 2 bolts out, because otherwise you can't take the friggin' cylinder head off. So right there, those 2 little discouragement items are one reason why I'll never touch another GM. Now, some people might laugh at that and think I'm being an idiot, but I'm telling you, I've worked on Toyota, Ford, Honda, Volkswagen. I've never had to buy new friggin' sockets. I'm not saying sometimes you don't need a 12 point, and that's what I got these off with, was a 12 point 9mm. Do yourself a favor though and pound it on first, because I almost stripped one of them. So yeah, I'm having fun here tearing the cylinder head off this Ecotec 2.2 here in a Saturn. It's probably bent every valve in it, because the timing chain, that's another thing I'll never buy, another vehicle with a timing chain, unless it's like a 1974 Dodge Dart, because I'm not real impressed with this. Timing belts always have a change interval of like 100,000 kilometers or 60,000 miles, I don't know, whatever. They got a change interval. These timing chains, well, they don't give you any change interval, so you just keep driving it, and it's good for the life of the car, because when the chain dies, you might as well scrap the car. But I'm just a little too, fussy to do that. I don't like giving up on a vehicle that I just put, pushing $250 worth of air conditioning equipment into, and then a year before that doing all the rear bushings. So call me an idiot, but I'm going to drop $400 plus in parts just to do the timing chain on this. So like I say, I won't be doing another one, because I'll buy a car with a timing belt, because I believe in changing timing belts. You change them at 100,000 come heck or high water, because if you don't, you grenade the engine. Well, these things, they have a habit of dropping the chain at low RPMs, like when you're coming away from a stoplight or something. But it still bends enough parts in the engine that you're in for $400 or $500. That's just parts from like Rock Auto. I'm not talking about labor. So yeah, kiss an engine goodbye that has a timing chain. I'm sure other people have other opinions, but no thank you. I'll stick with belts from now on. Anyway, things are going half decent on this job here. The weather's cooperating, and I don't mean to sound all upset about it or anything, but I'm not impressed that the chain broke, but I guess it was my own stupidity for going 330,000 kilometers and never changing the chain. But when you're looking at like $300 in parts compared to a $50 timing belt, it's a little bit of discouragement to decide to change that chain, especially when it's such a big job to do. And not just that, they got a second chain. They got a chain down there that runs the water pump and the balance shafts. So I'm kind of thinking it might be a real good idea to change that at the same time. And of course that costs even more money. So like I say, timing chains are off my menu when it comes to buying a car. So that's just my 2 cents. Everybody can say what they want. So everybody have a good one. Geez, I can't end the video on a bad note like that. Then of course you got to have the main reason why I'm ticked off at this car for biting the dust when it did. Now I can't tear the Franken Briggs 5 apart and put the Franken Briggs 7 together to hear what a 7-cylinder runs like. That's the main reason I'm ticked off at this thing, because I was intending on spending the next weekend making a 7-cylinder, getting it going. So instead I'm stuck here bent over doing this thing. So that's the main reason I'm ticked off. But I guess it all depends how you look at it. At least, it's decent weather out still, and I'm not getting rained on, and there isn't 3 feet of snow on the ground, because these types of deals with, engines biting the dust can happen any time of year. So it's just too bad it didn't happen a couple months ago when I could worked on it all the time. But Anyway, just wanted to let you know that that's the Frankenbrigg 7 unfortunately is being delayed because of car timing chain biting the dust. So everybody have a good one.